loaded up on CNET of all the stuff they talked about.
Oh, all right. Give me the link so I can look at it too. I just need a refresher, and then I'll remember everything. As we go. I can tell you one thing. You know your press conference was average when the most hype moment was when Keanu Reeves showed up. Aaron! Keanu Reeves showed up at the press conference. He's playing a character in Cyberpunk 2077, and it looked kind of dope. He just showed up. Scanned. I was like, what? She's mad she didn't get to see it. Wait, why am I cooking a pizza? Oh god, I screwed up.
What?
I screwed up, Bazinga. I ordered a platter yesterday when I was at Texas Roadhouse. I brought home 4 buns and the ribs. I had Texas Roadhouse ribs and the bread from Texas Roadhouse, and I'm eating a fucking pizza. And now it's already cooking, so I just have to go with it. Alright, did you put that?
See, I found a live blog from your favorite website.
Just put it in Discord.
Yeah, I am.
I'll go to it, I guess.
But I'm like trying to. Okay, I'm at the beginning.
Oh god, Kotaku!
I'm just. Shut the hell up.
Kotaku!
I told you it's your favorite website.
We're not, dude. Now I'm not a gamer anymore. I just want to fucking Den of the Beast.
We're talking about it. We're not.
Kotaku. No, I don't. I'm not whitelisting you. Anything you say, I'm not whitelisting. Go F yourself.
Man,
Go down to the very bottom so we can get to the start. I like that new game, Viking Beard.
Viking beard? What?
There was that one dude that had a giant beard.
Oh.
During this video where they try to tell people they're gonna have 120-second gameplay.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm ready when you are. Let's do this.
Alright. Well, not that.
I'm still strolling down to the very bottom of this thing.
Yeah. There we go. Actually, I can go like this. Boom. Alright, so let's see. Let's go through these. They're just talking about stuff. So they started with some just games and stuff like that.
They started with Outer Worlds, so we'll start with that. Like, I think we cover Outer Worlds, we ramble about some of this shit, we cover the Cyberpunk stuff, we cover...
They got Bleeding Edge.
Just our overall thoughts of what the show was like, what you think the games were and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Overall. We got like 20 minutes until my pizza's done, so let's do this.
All right. I'm trying to. So the first thing they showed was the Jedi Order.
Was it?
Pretty much, yeah. Which, because I was like, oh, we already saw this.
I guess we can start with that. I just want to go over what I thought of the show mainly and discuss that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Oh, we're live now?
Yeah, we've been live.
Okay, so I'll just say, all right, what's up, people? Welcome to getTekt's Microsoft E3 2019 press review. We're going to talk about a few of the things they did and discuss what we thought of the show. So I got my man Bazinga here. What's up, Bazinga?
Hey, I'm good.
And we'll just go right with what they started with. So why don't you tell us what you think about this Jedi Order game that they showed right off the bat?
Well,
I didn't pay attention to that part, honestly.
It looks like another Unleashed game. It looks fun. I can tell you, I'll probably get it and play it, but it looks basic, like another just action platform game.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked very original in the E3 thing that they were showing either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that was a very high point for me of the show. I was more excited about Outer Worlds, which is what came up after that. That looked interesting. That looked a lot like, what the hell's it called? Fallout New Vegas? Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. It looked a lot like Fallout New Vegas, and I'm really excited to play that because I thought Fallout New Vegas was the best one of the series.
Mm-hmm.
What else did they show at the beginning? Basically the first block.
Let's see here.
God, I'm looking through. They had some indie games. They showed off that Bleeding Edge game, and that looked cheesy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm sorry, the rolling fat chick didn't do it for me. That game did not look good. I like melee action games, so maybe it might turn out good.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like a poor man's Overwatch, and Overwatch to me is a poor man's game. I don't like Overwatch at all, so that did not look good at all.
But it's kind of, from what they're showing, it really doesn't show much to even know that's like an Overwatch game.
I'll leave my opinion when I see the actual combat, because if it's got great melee combat and a deep system, then it could be way better. It could be extremely fun.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they didn't show the combat off for me to get involved with that game.
Yeah.
So what about you? Was there anything in the first block of stuff you thought was interesting?
Not that I'll play it, but that Blair Witch thing, because we thought it was an Alan Wake.
Yeah, I thought it was Alan Wake at first. Nate's gonna get on that.
Oh yeah.
That looked like a lot like a Nate and Ben kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't appeal to me at all. I laughed when I saw Blair Witch because I thought, dude, Blair Witch is so old, Microsoft. What are you pulling?
Yeah, you're right.
Who do you know in the industry that's like, yo, man, we gotta get that Blair Witch? People are waiting for a Blair Witch game, yo.
Yeah.
A lot of Game Pass talk. They showed off a lot of different stuff with pretty much everything's coming to the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which was very interesting. They showed off a Minecraft game that looked kind of cool. It was like a Minecraft adventure-style game, 4-player co-op.
Yeah, it looked kind of like a Diablo type game.
Yeah, which could be very interesting. I don't play Minecraft, so I don't know. And then they brought out like Phil Spencer and started touting all these random numbers of smoke and mirrors that they do every year, and that kind of turned me off.
Yep.
Overall, like for the first half of the show, I was not really into it, dude.
Yeah, it was okay. They kept saying, "Oh, world premiere."
Yeah,
they're getting away with it really bad this year because there's no Sony presentation, so they're like getting all the games that PlayStation may have announced if they had their own show.
Yeah, they're just showing off all the trailers for games that everybody's coming out everywhere, and trying to make it seem like it's their game. And I hate when companies do that. Both of them do it, so I'm not going to defend Sony here. I just hate when people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just trying to trick people to buy a platform instead of just having a good platform.
Yeah.
Then the show started picking up, though. I know we're skipping some games. We don't remember every game. We're just talking about high points.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when that CD Projekt Red trailer went off, my hype level right back up. I was all over that.
Yeah.
Like, Cyberpunk looks dope as hell. And then at the end, when Keanu Reeves showed up...
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody went haywire. We were like, oh, wow, okay.
That was a man crush moment right there. The guys at CD Projekt Red make great games. The Witcher is an excellent game. So the idea of them doing a Cyberpunk game drives me insane. And the fact that it's coming soon, they released the release date, which is next year.
April? I think it's April. Yeah.
It's like 4/16.
Yeah, 16th of April 2020. I'm looking right at it.
Yep. So that is enough for me to be hyped for whatever's coming next year.
And how many years? How many years have they been waiting for that game?
5-6 years, dude. They've been working on that game.
I remember they announced it like first at E3 with that weird like robot girl.
And it was still being worked on at that point.
That was like early, and we were like, "Wow, it looks amazing."
But in general, Cyberpunk probably stole the show, but they had to because they had more show. So they started bringing up some more stuff. What did they get to next? What else did they cover? A whole chunk of indie games, which I didn't bother to follow because I don't play many indie games.
Well, they did announce Battletoads.
Yep, Battletoads. That looked interesting.
I like the graphics of it. I don't like the animation of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I feel like the art style is a little off for what they are. It's a little too cartoony.
They edited it, with the new show versus the old way it looked. Like, I think they should have made them look a little bit more like they used to.
Not saying it doesn't look cool. It still looks fun.
Yeah.
Then they showed off a very interesting game with the RPG time, The Legend of the Right. The Wraith, or the Right. I'm not sure what it is. But it's like hand-drawn pencil art mixed in with some other weird shit. And it looked kind of cool. I was waffling between wanting to, checking it out. Because I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. But then it doesn't look exactly like an RPG. And that kind of messed with my head. It looks more like a level-based, like a Mario game, but an RPG setting.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool, and I'm really excited to check it out. The art style's great, actually. The more I watch this trailer, it's a mix of hand-drawn and all that stuff.
They talked about Ori.
I've never played the first one. People tell me those games are great, but I've never checked them out. They have a great art style, though, and the game looks absolutely gorgeous from that perspective. How was I on this damn list? Let's see.
I'm on 3 different websites here.
Another sizzle reel with a bunch of games. Head of Xbox 2.
They talked about the flight simulator.
Yep, flight simulator. We got the fake gamer girl pretending to be a gamer. That was hilarious.
But the flight simulator, it looks okay, but it's flight simulator, so...
Yeah, no combat kind of bugged me.
Well, it's flight simulator, so it's going to be like any other flight simulator game.
I want to kill people. Then they covered a whole bunch of Xbox Game Pass stuff. This was good with the Xbox Ultimate Pass, but the way it was delivered made me laugh. This is where the fake gamer girl comment came in. It was because her delivery was like she was delivering the second coming of Christ. She's like, Xbox Gamer Pass Ultimate. And I'm like, you can get them all for $15. I'm like, didn't they announce that 2 months ago? Why was she so hyped about that shit?
I don't know if they announced that. I don't remember hearing about it.
It just seems so overboard.
I think we talked about that they should make some kind of pass like that on our podcast. I think we were talking about, hey, they should make one that covers it all.
Then they got my attention again. My attention goes in and out because the show, honestly, I didn't think this was a great conference. But then they brought my attention back with this Age of Empires 2 4K edition.
Oh, that's what that was? Age of Empires 2?
I love Age of Empires. I wanted a new one. I'll settle for this one if they make it right, because there was shit wrong with that one that came out on Steam a while ago. There was stuff that didn't work right, and it really messed up playing it. But I got real hyped when I saw that because I basically told Bazinga he's going to be forced to play that with me because it's our game. It's what we live for.
Yeah. So they also talked about the new Gears.
I'm sorry, man. I said it during the trailer, and I know I'm going to get shit for this because people are tired of Battle Royals. I think Gears of War as a game lends itself to a Battle Royal game more than anything, and I think they should do a Battle Royal game with Gears of War. I think the roadie run, the cover mode, allows for crazy combat situations. I'm talking about you play PUBG with me. You know what I mean? We're always kind of ducking in and out of cover to fire, but there's no cover mode. You put a cover mode in, and you're going to have some real tactical combat.
I never did good with games like that had a cover mode, though. Like where you lean against a wall.
But that's the thing. Now you're on an open map. Imagine if you could do cover mode in PUBG. Like you run up to a shack, and you hit the cover mode, and you're sniping out at someone who's 400 meters out. Like, the element is there. Gears could be an excellent cover mode game, excellent battle royale game, and it just turned me off when they showed off their stupid little mode that really wasn't much of anything. It's just the same mode you always see. One thing we did forget, they bought Double Fine. I laughed because I don't think Double Fine makes good games. Bazinga was happy because he thinks Double Fine makes good games.
Well, I've never actually played any of them. Always heard that people were crazy over Psychonauts.
Well, maybe they like Psychonauts, but I'll tell you right now that they make a lot of pretentious asshole games, and the media gets really up their own ass about them. So I'm not excited about the Double Fine purchase at all because I don't care about Double Fine. Wasteland 3 got me going though. I was interested in that. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah. I've never played those games, but
you've never played them. Me neither. I just thought that.
I know that they're very similar. Yeah, they're just like Fallout, like the original Fallout 1 and 2.
See this is exactly why I say I hate Double Fine. The list of things in this guy's thing where they announced tonight. They bought Double Fine. Good. They bought some Trailblazers. People really bending the genre of diversity in gaming. That's what the guy wrote. Not, hey, I like their games. No. Yeah. You're happy because the political mouthpiece is up there and they bought him.
That's silly. Dragon Ball Project Z.
I'm excited for. They didn't give enough footage on what's going on, but essentially it's an action RPG, behind the back combat. That's cool. In general, I love Dragon Ball games, so I'm very much excited about that game. What else did they get? Way to the Woods. Then they showed off a bunch more indie games. These are not the games I cover. I don't care about indie games. And then they got to Gears 3 with a kind of ridiculous trailer. Barely any gameplay.
Then they announced Forza Horizon 4 is getting an expansion this week, Lego Speed Champions, and it was playing Everything is Awesome in the background.
But at the same time, nothing was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a big thing about that. I was excited about the Gears of War Terminator thing. I thought it was stupid, but at the same time, I'm like, it's Terminator.
Yeah, it's because the movie's coming and everything like that.
It's in Gears, but that movie's gonna bomb anyway. They showed off some Dying Light. You guys know more about that game than me, so maybe you should cover what's going on with that.
What game?
Dying Light 2, because I never played Dying Light.
All I know, it's basically a zombie survival horror campaign type game with parkour. There's a lot of parkour, like you're jumping through buildings and running along rooftops and stuff like that. So
then they dropped their obligatory "Hey, we have Japanese devs making games for us" trailer, where they showed off Phantasy Star, which will be coming out on everything, and Tales of was it Arise? Which
Yep.
Coming out on everything. Both look cool. Very excited, but again, it's hollow when it comes from Microsoft because they never invest in Japanese companies. All they did was convince them to put the game on their system. You know, they're not out there trying to make Japanese games or do anything creative in that field, so I just kind of didn't care when they said that shit. I cared about the game. I was losing my shit about the game.
Yeah, you were jumping.
Because I like Phantasy Star, but I didn't care at all that he was like, with our partners in Japan. I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'll get this somewhere else. They're not your partners.
So another thing they did was they unveiled a new Elite controller,
which was cool.
Which has a little bit more customization. You can change where the triggers actuate and how the analog sticks work. You know how sensitive they are or tight they are. So that's pretty cool. I've been looking at getting a modded controller or something like this. I've been wanting to get the Elite, but they didn't mention a price on it. It says it's on pre-order later today, but they didn't say a price. But yeah, we saw at PAX, we saw some really cool controllers that were like all modded up, and all the keys were like mechanical. Huh?
I think that might be the high point for the show for me because I like the controller. And when I say high point, as in I'm going to go out of my way to get it. I might get one of those controllers. So that might be the high point for me. Oh crap! I turn my head and I see a trailer for freaking The Last of Us 2 on the TV.
Last of Us 2?
Yeah. Well, we gotta cover the good shit, right? What else we got going on here? We got other stuff. They did some Borderlands stuff. I'll let you cover that for a minute. I'm gonna check my pizza.
So they talked about Borderlands. They showed another trailer that had a little bit more things, like one of the characters you play, or one of the power ups you get. Not sure which has like you can throw out like animals or whatever at them and they attack. That was pretty neat.
You're talking about the Beastmaster guy.
Yeah.
That was one of the new classes. That looked cool. He might be the guy I use when I'm forced to play it with you guys. And then they showed off some Elden Ring with no info at all, really, except it's from Software.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Martin. And because it's from Software, I'm sold enough. As long as it plays like a Dark Souls game, I'll be cool.
They talked about Project Scarlet,
which I had to. I did it during the show. I'm going to make another statement here because with the bullshit and the smoke and mirrors, you're not getting 120 frames per second games. You might get one here and there that looks okay at best.
No, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna have some 120 frames per second, but they're gonna be indie games or something.
Yeah, there'll be games that look like older games. There'll be games that look like a PS4 game or an Xbox One game that will run like that. But
that's what the FPS people would love. They'll take frame speed over the look of the game.
Yes, but my point is that video was a lie, like they always do, and everybody does it, but that was a flat-out lie because they knew that their fans will believe it. I see people on my Twitter line already going, the next season of Xbox games will be 120 frames per second. No, they won't. They will be, because the way it will work is that the companies will just put better graphics if they have that power. They'll just make the game look prettier. They'll take a hit on frame rate and make them run 30 or 60 to get better graphics. Yeah. They could do 120 frames right now, dude, if they wanted to. Just dump down the graphics.
Yeah, basically what they're doing is, like, this information that they gave us, it's literally the same information that PlayStation 5 has given us.
Yeah.
Like the 8K support, the AMD Navi thing, the frames per second, it's all the same. It's like they're making the same console.
It's basically all bullshit because that's what they said. 8K? No, you'll get 8K on like indie games, and you'll get 8K on old games that are scaled up. But you're not going to get 8K unless you're streaming the game.
Or they'll do what they did with the last set of consoles. I know that with the Xbox One they were saying 4K before they came out with the X. Like when they were coming out with the Xbox One, they were talking about 4K, but it wasn't. So maybe they'll come out with the Scarlet X, in the future. Yeah. There's your 8K.
It's just a marketing term so that fans could say, "Oh man, 120, it's not going to happen." And then they rounded out the show with what was supposed to be the big bomb, and it just felt like a goddamn dud to me, and that was Halo. For a game that's coming out soon in a year, they did not show any footage.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not what you say it's going to be.
I still think it's going to be a loot shooter.
That'll ruin it completely.
A loot shooter with a story mode. That's why they're calling it Infinite. But either way, I feel like that trailer is weak sauce when they tell you when it's coming out in a year. They should have had some gameplay because that thing should be close enough for gameplay. And
there was a lot of lack of any gameplay in this whole conference.
Their entire conference. That brings me to that's a good segue. That brings me to my feeling, and that is that it's like a 2.5, maybe a 3 out of 5. From mind you, I'm going to give you a quick perspective. From someone who's just excited to see a bunch of games, it's like a 4 or a 5. They showed off a bunch of games. All right, but if you're looking at it from will this make me want to buy an Xbox, it's like a 2 or a 2.5 because what they showed was games you can get anywhere else except for Forza and Halo, but you can still get them on the PC. So it doesn't really convince you to jump into the Xbox ecosystem. It convinces you to go and buy the game on Steam, since now the games are coming out on Steam and shit.
Yeah.
So
we have a comment on here that says, thought this was the worst conference ever. Wasn't sure if they were watching Nintendo or Xbox. Too many kids games and RPGs. I think Sony just won E3 without even showing up.
Yeah, like, gee, you're right. If you come at it from a gaming perspective, you're like, oh, they showed a ton of games. I can't wait to check these games out. Then your mind goes on anything I want. I don't need to get an Xbox. Now, had they come out and said, Cyberpunk, exclusively on Xbox, you can't get it anywhere else, all of a sudden you're like, okay, now I want an Xbox.
Yeah.
They didn't convince me to want an Xbox. All they convinced me is that Microsoft is in a good spot to keep their studios doing well and making money, because they are making some interesting games that you can buy anywhere you want except for a PlayStation. But I expect that to happen someday. So
Yeah.
I'm not, overall, I think the thing was a 4 for the games they showed, a 2 for convincing me to buy their systems. I think they showed me some pretty good games. I don't care about the Xbox. I might get Xbox Game Pass because it's cheap as hell. But that's not to play Xbox games. It's to play other games.
Now, well, you don't have an Xbox anyway, so you'll do the Game Pass either way. Versus if you have an Xbox, $15 versus $9, $10. You know.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
The idea if I pay $1, I can get like what, a year-long subscription.
I don't think it's $1. I think it's for this month.
For 1 month.
Yeah,
right,
I think it's for
Even
the month.
I'll try it. I mean, sign me up. $1 to play some games I don't own that are cheap. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a lackluster show. They didn't show anything that blew my mind. Like, and this is gonna sound fanboy, dude, but I'm still reeling from Ghost of Tsushima last year. You're gonna have to work hard to beat that. Like, Cyberpunk came close, but my mind is fixated on that game.
Yeah, and then they did talk about their xCloud, their game streaming service, which. So now we got Stadia, we got PlayStation Now, and now we got Xbox's xCloud.
Yeah.
So it's like his pizza's ready, everybody.
Yeah, my pizza's done, so we gotta finish this one up. For you guys, we'll be back later to cover Bethesda, and I don't know, are we gonna play some PUBG or something? I might eat and hang with my girl for a little bit.
Just let me know. But yeah, they talked about the xCloud game streaming service in October. It says you'll be able to stream games from anywhere. They didn't get in, like, you think in the conference they talk about what else you could use to do so.
Yeah, devices. They didn't get into devices. I would expect probably Surface.
Yeah,
PC, stuff like that.
Phones and stuff like that. And we know, it might come out on the Switch.
The Switch.
But
I expect it to show up on PlayStation 2, dude. It's just gonna take time.
Yeah.
Because they're moving into what they want to be, which is a service. And that's fine.
I was really hoping for a more information on the new Xbox, like actually what it's going to be called, what it's going to look like, and stuff. I was like, come on, something. Yeah. What were you hoping for?
I wanted them to explain to me what they're building for it, and when I say that, I don't mean the bullshit about features and power. I needed to hear about games that we haven't seen yet that are coming to that system. And I'm sorry, I know it's early, but I only care about games. I don't have to worry about Sony because I know that Sony's got like proven studios, so I know they're gonna make some shit. But I need Microsoft to blow me away before I even think about playing any of their shit in the future, and they didn't. Yeah. And that bothers the hell out of me. All right, I gotta go, dude, before my pizza overheats in the warm oven.
All right. So we're gonna be on. When's the Bethesda?
Bethesda is at 8, I believe.
We're gonna watch that and react, and then after we'll do the same thing. We'll give our thoughts. So if you want to join us, then we'll be back. It's at 8:00 Eastern. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you 8:30.
We'll probably jump on a little early.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, this says 8:30. So if it's right, it's right. But I don't. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go eat.
All right, later.
I'll be back later.